Hey, this is attorney Elizabeth Potts-Weinstein. Today we're going to talk about, can you get someone's trademark canceled? Typically this comes up where someone is trying to start a business or launch a new program or get their own trademark, and they're researching that trademark to see if they should file an application, and then they find somebody else already has that trademark or already has an application filed on that trademark. But either they're not using it at all, so why should they even have it? They shouldn't have gotten it in the first place, or you actually have dibs on this. You have a much better argument. So what do you do? Now, it really depends on the exact situation of you and of them and of what this trademark or trademark application is in the process. The first thing you want to do if you find a trademark or a trademark application from your own searches and you think that you want to somehow cancel that trademark because it shouldn't exist for whatever reason, the first thing you want to do is see if that trademark is up for renewal. So regularly, I have a client who runs into a problem, and it's because of some other registered trademark. And I look and I see, oh, that trademark's going to expire in like a month. Let's just wait and see. Maybe they won't file their renewal, because you have to file a renewal on a trademark at 5 years and then 10 years and every 10 years thereafter, showing that you still are using it in commerce. If you're not using the trademark, you don't get to keep it forever, okay? And this is something I think a lot of people don't realize, is a trademark isn't forever unless you keep filing those renewals and proving that you're still using it. If you're not using it, you don't get to keep it, because that's just not really fair. Someone else should get to use it if you're not going to be using it. So if you see a registered trademark and their maintenance date is coming up very soon, and it's their last one, they can't extend after that, you might just wait and see if they forget to file, and then the trademark is gone. That's the easiest thing that can happen. The second thing is, if it is a trademark application, it's not a registered trademark yet, it's just an application, there is going to be a window, a relatively short window, where you can file a notice of opposition to oppose their registration application. What happens is that their trademark will be published in the official register, and then that starts a clock of 30 days, where if you want to object to the registration of their trademark application, you have to file a notice that you're objecting. You have to pay fees if you're going to actually file this opposition proceeding. An opposition proceeding is kind of a big deal. It's before the Trademark Trial and Appeal Board. It is kind of like a little mini court case. But just filing the notice is not that big of a deal. And if you file the notice, then that can be the beginning of a negotiation with them. Or it may mean that they just decide to give up. And I've been on both sides of this kind of an issue. Sometimes I've had a client where someone files a notice on them and we realize they actually have a very good argument and they're a gigantic company and we don't want to mess with them. They have a much bigger budget. Sometimes I've had clients where we've filed a notice and it's made the other side come to the negotiation table. Now, filing a opposition proceeding, a notice that you're going to oppose this in the opposition proceeding, this is not something that I'd recommend people do on their own. This is something you hire an attorney to do, because it's like a court case. And there are all these really specific rules, and you're going to have to write like briefs that have like legal arguments in them and case research and all this kind of stuff. I would not have a non-lawyer, a non-trademark lawyer do this kind of work. But it is important for you to know that it exists and that it has a very short 30-day time frame. Now, if the trademark already exists, you can actually petition to have it canceled with the Trademark Trial and Appeals Board. Now, this is very hard to do if it has been registered for more than 5 years. That's a very high standard. But it's in the first 5 years, this doesn't have that high standard yet. And so it is possible to get it canceled. Like, this really is going to come up if it shouldn't have been granted in the first place, if the examiner really made a mistake and let it through when they shouldn't have. This is also something that I highly recommend you would get a lawyer to do, because you have to come up with legal arguments. And I think this is going to be beyond the scope of what most people are going to be able to do on their own. And most lawyers wouldn't be able to do it. You have to have a trademark attorney do that. Now, the fourth thing that you could do is, before you do any of these things, or in conjunction with that, is you send a letter of some kind to the owner of that trademark, telling them what your arguments are and that they should give this trademark up. With this kind of a demand letter, you do have to be artful. I would also not recommend doing this yourself. I would recommend having a lawyer help you because it needs to be part of a strategy. So where I've seen this happen is someone files a notice of opposition and then they at the same time send a letter to the trademark application owner and say, what they're going to be doing with this opposition proceeding and what their arguments are and what they're actually demanding. Sometimes what happens is maybe you're opposing this trademark registration application, not for every class, for every category of product and service that the trademark is under, but just under one, or maybe just under a little piece of one. And all you need is for them to drop that word. And if they drop that word or drop that one class out of the 5 classes, then this dispute is over. And so it can make sense to not just do the notice of opposition, do opposition proceedings and cancellations and all this stuff that are going to be relatively expensive, but to also negotiate directly, especially if you don't need them to get rid of the whole trademark, if you're just talking about parts of it. But for all of these things, besides just looking at the renewal schedule and seeing if the trademark is going to be canceled automatically, you definitely want an attorney to be helping you because you need someone to help you with the strategy of it and the legal stuff of it. This is technical and kind of beyond the scope of what someone's going to be able to figure out on their own. Again, this is attorney Elizabeth Potts-Weinstein. If you have any questions about what we talked about today, feel free to post them in the comments below and I'll try to point you in the right direction. Thumbs if you found this video helpful, subscribe for more videos like this. And if you'd like more connection, you can join the Discord or the Patreon by clicking on the links that are in the description below. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.